You can have a perfect cup of coffee every single time. I'm going to show you how. Hey, thanks for watching today. I guess it's National Coffee Day. That's what I saw on social media. And as my last name is Coffee, I figure I should know something about this. I'm going to share with you today how I make my coffee every day. Now, if you are a subscriber to my channel, you know I always have a mug of coffee and I take a slug of it at the beginning of all of my videos. But what you may not know is how I make it. And I've gone through a lot of different processes of making coffee over the years, but for probably the past, 10 years or so, I've used something called the Aeropress. And that's this little device here. I'm going to tell you about it and show you how you can make a perfect cup of coffee every time. Now, there's something about the Aeropress that I really like as someone that is into the scientific method and evidence and things like that. Turns out, you may remember these, the Aeropress. It's a flying disc. And the guy that made that and got rich off of making the Aeropress, he decided that there should be a better, more efficient, tastier way to make coffee. And so he used some of the money that he made from this flying disc to do lots of research and find the perfect way to make a cup of coffee. And I actually agree with him. I swear by this. I stand by the Aeropress. I think it's a fantastic invention. So I'm going to show you how to do that here today. Now, you can grind your own coffee. For this, I'm just going to show you coffee that's pre-ground. But the Aeropress, essentially, let me get into it. First, you need a cup to put your coffee in. Here I have one of my favorite cups. It's from the Doug Fir. It's one of my favorite venues here in Portland, Oregon. I used to have 4 of them, and I seem to drop them. And now I just have one, and it has a couple little chips in the bottom. But whatever, get yourself a good mug to make the coffee. And then you're going to need some hot water. I have this nice, it's a wireless kettle, and let me turn it on, get it up to boiling. This one's nice because it has a temperature readout. There we go, we're at 188 degrees, and it'll go up to boiling, which is 212. This one is nice because you can actually set the temperature to whatever you want. So if you're making a tea that you may only want to heat to 180 degrees, you can set that and it will do that for you. So I think this is a really nice kettle. But you want to heat up your water to boiling, and here it is, 203 degrees. So the nice thing in the morning when I get up, I walk out, I just fill the kettle with water. You don't want to leave water in your kettle. And just pop it on, turn it on, and it will heat up and turn off automatically when it reaches boiling, like it has right now. Okay? So then we will take our Aeropress, and there's a couple ways that you can do this. I like my method is probably what most people use. It's the flip method. And what this is just a hard plastic, and it's great because you can clean it really easily. But here is a rubber stopper or plunger, if you will. After you use it a couple thousand times, this rubber stopper will wear out, but you don't have to buy a whole new kit. You can just order the stopper online for about $6 or $7 and just pop on a new one. It's good as new. So you take this, you set it in, you take the other piece, you put it down maybe an inch, and we want to put in 2 scoops, or, this size scoop. It does come with its own scoop, which is you only need 1 of. But for this scoop, we'll do 2 scoops of coffee. And I like this scooper because it has a clip, and you can just clip it onto the back of a bag of coffee. It's really nice. Set that over there. Then we will pour the hot water into the Aeropress. Now, what I like to do is I just kind of turn it around as I'm pouring it. That makes sure that all the grounds get wet. So I just give it a little spin as I'm filling it up. Then we have our filter here, and we're going to use a paper filter, the Aeropress filter, and you can buy packs of 500 of them, and they just put it in this little handy stand. Take one of the filters, you put it at the bottom here, and then just turn it, tighten it up, we'll flip it into the cup, push down. It should probably take about 10 seconds to push down. If the coffee is mixed with the water for about 10 seconds, that's all it needs. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how can that be a good cup of coffee? Doesn't it have to brew a long time? What's this 10 seconds nonsense? But that's because you have been misled your entire life on how you need to brew coffee. Because this turns out to be a perfect way to brew coffee. So we'll just set that to the side. Now you'll see it's about half full. So this will technically be an Americano. We'll top it off with hot water. And right then, this is a perfect cup of coffee. Now, if you've never had an Aeropress cup of coffee, you're really missing out. I am not a shill for companies. That's not what I am. I do like simplicity, and I do like things that are tested. This has been tested thousands of times where they have perfected how to make the coffee. With this little paper filter, it does a better job than the French press. Often with the French press, there will be sediment in it and maybe some more oils. I don't know all the technicalities to it, but believe me when I tell you, if you did a blind taste test, this is going to be your favorite cup of coffee. I guarantee it. Because, you know, I have this fancy microphone and my name is Tom Coffee. So if you should believe anyone, it's me. In my 40-something years on this planet, I've probably had more coffee than any human being should have in 5 lifetimes. So I think I know what I'm talking about. But this is the perfect cup of coffee. Now, I will have links in the description if you'd like to check out the Aeropress or this kettle that I use. I think they're both fantastic and they're very reasonably priced. But I just wanted to share with you on this National Coffee Day my favorite way of making coffee. And I would like to know, have you tried coffee made with an Aeropress? And if so, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Peace.